Oh, you can see that he's twisted his body right over there. Leg was standing, twisted. You can see his leg is really bended out. But interestingly, he is actually standing up after we try to weigh bear on it, but very, very soon he won't be able to. So his knee is instantly blown up and he's in a lot of pain, and he knows he really had done something there. Hello everyone, I'm Professor Paul Lee, ACL and cartilage surgeon. Today we're going to look at another injury with Martinez when he was playing with Man U and Crystal Palace, and he had sustained an ACL injury, and we'll just look at what's happened there. Oh, you can see that he's twisted his body right over there. Leg was standing, twisted. You can see his leg is really bended out. But interestingly, he is actually standing up after we try to weigh bear on it, but very, very soon he won't be able to. So his knee is instantly blown up and is in a lot of pain, and he knows he really had done something there. On the video that we have seen there, his leg was actually down. The body is twisted and pivoting against it, and this is definitely a very big injury that we have there. And in terms of what really happened with the mechanism of the injury, as we discussed many times before, the leg was planted straight away on there. The upper body was twisted all the way over. You can see that it ripped all the ligament inside there, which is the ACL, ripped, and of course the meniscus and the cartilage also get ripped as well. And that's extremely important because that is what something that will make him have a long-term problem. ACL is repaired and is fixed, and actually to be balanced on when he's going to return to play is probably about 9 months. But actually the cartilage, if it's healed, if the meniscus heal or not, that may give him a long-term problem. He's now actually trying to aim to return back to play in about February time, which sounds reasonable to me. And I hope that he will be as good as he was. So on the injury like this, it's more likely that he have damaged his cartilage. And it's extremely difficult for cartilage to heal because there's no blood supply to the cartilage. And also cartilage healing take a long time. It's not something like bone healing that you put the two things together, it will heal on its own. It takes a little bit more science and a little bit more thinking behind it before it can heal. Of course, we can regenerate cartilage. Of course, we can heal the cartilage, but we need to give the right environment. We need to provide the seed, the soil, and the environment, then it will heal. A lot of the time that footballers, a lot of professional athletes, they think about return to play. Of course, that's what you want to do. But actually long term, it's the cartilage that's what's going to cause you the problem. Recovering from cartilage injury is very different to recovering from ACL injury. But ACL is in charge of what we call physics. Keep your knee stabilized. When you're standing on one leg, things does not wobble. However, cartilage is actually even more important because that's a soft surface to slow down the damp on your knee. So if you don't have the cartilage, you will get arthritis. In terms of healing, cartilage takes a lot longer to heal compared to ACL. It will take at least 3 to 6 months before the cartilage can regrow, but ACL healing is relatively quick because good blood supply in it, and actually the ligament, the structure is very different to the cartilage. So in terms of just having the injury, after the injury, the most important thing is stabilization. Keeping your knee straight, don't move it, and actually get an MRI scan to find out what is going on, what the damage is. Physiotherapy is extremely important, but it should not start until the structure is repaired. This is where surgery also comes in as well. So it's eyes, immobilization, and find out what the problem is before we actually even think about doing physio. Because physio is movement. Physio is extremely important to get someone back, but at a very, very acute stage, it's very important to know what it is before we can fix it. We can't just randomly say that, oh, it looked like as if it's an ACL injury. Get some evidence, show it on an MRI scan. We want to see what's happened. But afterwards, once we fix the ACL, physiotherapy is about range of motion, stability, strength, and then proprioception. And that's how we're going to get patients back usually. So for me, when we're going to do surgery for this type of injury, either we get to it immediately or we wait. It's very important to get a diagnosis because if we can catch it early, it's a better chance to heal. We do ACL repair. It's not just reconstruction. By repairing the ACL, we don't have to add a foreign body into the body. We don't have to use a graft. We don't have to use a tendon. We just repair what was broken. In order for that to happen, it needs to happen as soon as possible. Imagine something is coming apart. The sooner you put them back together, it will knit back together quickly. If you leave it alone, leave it for long, then the edges will heal up, will seal up, so therefore it doesn't heal anymore. Typically speaking, if we can get to it within the first week, that's the best time to do it. For Premiership footballer, of course we can do that. However, if you have sustained an injury as an amateur athlete, I would suggest you go to get a scan early, know exactly what's going on, because that window is closing fast. Afterwards, if we miss that window, it's no big deal, because what we can do is we can actually think about reconstruction. But this is a standard treatment. Recovery is very different to repair. Of course, repair will be a lot quicker. You got to keep your tissue as well. I'm Professor Paul Lee. Stay young, be strong, live forever. Come subscribe to my channel.